Hollywood Records, Incorporated is an American record label under the ownership of Disney Music Group which focuses in pop, rock, alternative, hip-hop, and country genres. Founded in 1989, its current roster includes artists such as Demi Lovato, Bridgit Mendler, Bea Miller, Lucy Hale, Zendaya, Bella Thorne, Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Holt, and several bands and groups including Queen, Grace Potter and the Nocturnals, Plain White T's, Redlight King, R5 and Breaking Benjamin. The label also releases Marvel Studios soundtrack albums in conjunction with Marvel Music. History: Hollywood Records was founded in 1989 by Michael Eisner, then CEO of the Walt Disney Company, as a way of expanding the company's music operations by looking to develop and promote the careers of a wide variety of artists in various genres. At the time, the company was limited to the release of soundtracks from Walt Disney, Touchstone, and Hollywood Pictures films. Lawyer Peter Paterno was the first president of the label, until his resignation in 1993 because of the division's lackluster sales. After failing to sign new artists such as Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins, Naughty by Nature, Cypress Hill and Dr. Dre, the label experienced its first major success in February 1990, when it acquired the North American distribution rights to Queen's entire catalog for $10 million. The deal's outlook as an important economic opportunity was immediately affected by the premature death of the band's lead vocalist Freddie Mercury, although the group's catalog sales managed to successfully generate nearly $94 million in revenue for Disney from 1991 to 1995. Bob Pfeiffer was named president of the label in March 1995 after a whole year without a president, but problems continued to the label and Pfeiffer was fired in 1997. After the label revealed that it had lost over $150 million since 1989. In 1997, Disney acquired Mammoth Records, in order to get an already established record label that could succeed. However, the acquisition of Mammoth was a failure and the label was closed and integrated to Hollywood in 2003. In 1998, the company decided to form Buena Vista Music Group, integrating the operations of Walt Disney Records along with Hollywood, Lyric Street, Mammoth, and Walt Disney Music Publishing. Bob Cavallo, former manager of Earth, Wind and Fire and Prince, was appointed as chairman of the group, and president of Hollywood Records. This movement looked to organize the music operations of the company under a more integrated direction. After some years of development, Hollywood Records had its first major success in 2003, when Metamorphosis, Hilary Duff's first album, was released and became a success to the label, selling over 3 million copies in the United States. The launch of Duff's career represents a new business model for the record, utilizing the synergies around the company, including important outlets like Disney Channel or Radio Disney. Duff's albums released under Hollywood proved to be equally successful, including 2004's Hilary Duff and 2005's Most Wanted. A similar business model was utilized in subsequent Hollywood's artists like Miley Cyrus, Vanessa Hudgens, Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez, with several productions that gained platinum or gold certifications. Their musical careers proved that the label had become a success. At the same time, the label continued to develop the careers of artists with a less mainstream profile like Grace Potter and the Nocturnals, Breaking Benjamin or Plain White T's, but who had been successful in its own terms. The label also continued to release soundtracks from films and TV shows, mainly those derived from Marvel Studios productions. In 2010, Hollywood absorbed the remaining operations of country music label Lyric Street Records, which became an imprint for the catalog of the defunct label, currently managed by Hollywood. In 2011, Queen left EMI for Universal-owned Island Records, with Hollywood continuing to remain the group's North American music distributor. In January 2012, after 14 years of a successful tenure, Bob Cavallo retired as chairman of the group and Ken Bunt was appointed as president of the group. Several changes has been done under his tenure, including the retire of longtime executives from the Cavallo's era like Abby Knoich, Justin Fontaine and John Lind, and the appointment of new A&Rs like Mio Vukovic and Mike Daly. In March 2013, Disney Music Group and Universal Music Group announced the expansion of their relationship with a new commercial and creative agreement that enable Hollywood Records artists to collaborate with the roster of producers and songwriters that are part of Universal. This deal led to Hollywood becoming integrated as a division of UMG Recordings Incorporated, with DMG retaining corporate ownership. The exclusive deal also saw UMG granted unlimited access to all rights pertaining to Disney's 85-year back catalog of soundtracks and albums. X Factor alum Bea Miller was the first artist to be signed under a new joint deal with Psycho Music and Hollywood in 2013. A pseudo-label, DMG Nashville, was formed in 2013 to specialize in country music. The genre label was originally founded to provide music licensing for Bigger Picture Music Group. After Bigger Picture's closure in 2014, DMG Nashville released its first studio album, Lucy Hale's Road Between. Hollywood Basic. Hollywood Basic was Hollywood the unregistered trademark's short-lived hip-hop subsidiary, run by Dave Funk and Klein, which existed from 1990 to 1995. It did not survive the distribution transition its parent made to Polygram Records, and all of its recordings were deleted, save for those by Organized Confusion, which were repressed under the New Deal. It was the first label to record DJ Shadow, releasing his Lesson 4 as the B-side of a 1991 single by Lifers Group, a hip-hop group composed of convicts serving sentences at Rahway Prison in New Jersey. It also released Shadow's legitimate mix on the B-side of a single by the group Zimbabwe Legit in 1992. Arguably the most high-profile release was due to Be Basic Queen Bootlegs, a 10-track collection of hip-hop remixes and reinterpretations of tracks by the rock band Queen and featuring roster names plus guests such as Ice Cube. Although the Basic Beat sampler confirmed its release date for April 1992, the album was not commercially released, although it has since leaked online. Other notable releases come from Organized Confusion. Its challenging second album, Stress, The Extinction Agenda, was widely acclaimed. The label was also home of Charisma and Peanut Butter Wolf, although, following the shooting death of Charisma in 1993, the music the duo recorded for the label was not released. This would later inspire Peanut Butter Wolf to found Stones Throw Records in order to make this music available. Acts on Hollywood Basic's roster included Charisma and Peanut Butter Wolf, Lifers Group, Organized Confusion, Raw Fusion, High C, and Zimbabwe Legit. Distribution. Upon its 1989 launch, Hollywood was distributed by Elektra Records in the United States and Canada. Distribution in North America switched to Polygram in 1995. Today, Universal Music Group markets and distributes Hollywood Records catalog in North America, Asia, Latin America and India, while Avex markets and distributes Hollywood Records catalog in Japan. Also, several Hollywood artists including Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez and The Scene, Nick Jonas and The Administration, Joe Jonas, Miley Cyrus and Jonas Brothers redirectly signed to Universal Music UK's Fascination Records. In other territories, EMI, Disney's partner in Europe, Africa, and the Middle East, distributes the label. There were reports in 2011 that Disney Music Group would start an independent U.S. distribution arm for its label's releases, but as of February 2012, those plans have yet to be enacted. Universal Music Group acquired EMI in 2012 but pledged not to renew its European license with Disney. In March 2013, Disney Music Group and Universal Music Group announced the expansion of their relationship with a new commercial and creative agreement that enable Hollywood Records artists to collaborate with the roster of producers and songwriters that are part of Universal. This deal led to Hollywood becoming integrated as a division of UMG Recordings Incorporated, with DMG retaining corporate ownership. The exclusive deal also saw UMG granted unlimited access to all rights pertaining to Disney's 85-year back catalog of soundtracks and albums. Artists, list of current Hollywood Records artists, list of former Hollywood Records artists, albums, list of Hollywood Records albums, see also, list of record labels, Walt Disney Records, Marvel Music, CDVU+, references. External links. Official website, Video interview with Bob Cavallo, president of Hollywood Records. Hollywood Records extends deal for senior management.